Okay, so good morning, guys. So let us start our Jenkins session. So today we will be continuing our Jenkins date. Okay, before we start it, so let me wish you a very happy Sankranti and Pongal to all of you. Okay, so we
Wish
would
you
be
the same. Wish you all.
th-
Wish you happy Sankranti to all.
thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, good. So today is 15th Jan. So yesterday we had covered a lot of important things, right? In yesterday's two sessions, right? And like about we in the last, right, in the end, we discussed something on a plugin actually, right? So I don't want to go into it because we already discussed many things yesterday, right? Good. So today what will be understanding, or what will be the today's agenda? So guys, today is a very important topic. Today what we'll be discussing, so we'll be discussing something on what is exactly a distributed builds. Now see, whenever we are working with any CI/CD system, like for example, you are working on Jenkins actually. So whenever we're working on any of the CI/CD system, right, working with only one Jenkins server, it is not possible, right, because of some various reasons actually, right? So let me write. So when we are working on or working with any CI/CD systems or project actually, so working with one Jenkins server is not possible due to various reasons. So, what could be the reason, guys? Because, like, there could be a requirement where you have different projects actually. Suppose you say that, Rajesh, I have one project where I need to build the .NET application. Fine. So, I have one project where I have the project needs some kind of a Node.js, to be installed, right, and PHP to be installed. So I need a separate project where you'll be running an application which is built on the Node.js and and PHP. Okay, there's a third project is there where you are building some Python application. The fourth project is there where you need to build an Java application, but it requires the Java 8 and the Maven 3.6. Okay, so there is one more application which you are building Java itself, but that needs a Java 17 and Maven 3.8.7. So you could see that each and every project, it has a different requirement. It has a different requirement. So now what happened, right? Whether a single Jenkins server can can be used for building all these different project requirement? Not really. You cannot install all the softwares, everything in a single server and make it run, right? So all this does what we are doing. We are having a single server and we are installing all the packages, softwares, everything, and we are building the application, or we are running a job or the application in the same Jenkins server. Why the same Jenkins server? So those jobs are getting executed in the server itself, in the Jenkins server itself. Now we came across with so many projects now, we cannot build all these different projects requirements, right, in the same Jenkins server, right? So that is a major drawback. So projects with different requirements, okay, with different environments, cannot be taken care by a single Jenkins server. Do you agree with me, guys, with this statement? Right, project with a different requirement, a different environment, cannot be taken by the single server. So that is a major drawback actually. So Jenkins server, even though it is doing a lot of work, but still what happened that you cannot build multiple different projects. Second point, every build every build on one server will make this a single point of failure. So what do you mean by that? Suppose assume that you are having one Jenkins server. This is a Jenkins server you are having. Now you know that there will be a multiple jobs or multiple projects are getting executed within your Jenkins server. So this is your Jenkins server, or this is your Jenkins master server. So now you know that you say that Rajesh, there are multiple jobs which are running in the same Jenkins server. Assume that the Jenkins server goes down. It goes down due to some reason. Maybe like there could be there could be issue where like the whole RAM memory of your Jenkins master has has been consumed. So whatever the builds which are running or jobs which are running, right, it might need more memory, but there is no memory itself. There's a shortage. So what happened, right? Your system will go to a hang state. The Jenkins servers will go to the hang state. Or else what happened, right? You might be having a disk of 500 GB, right? You might be having a disk of 500 GB. So that 500 GB is completely full. And you say that Rajesh, there is one more job is there which has to get started in the Jenkins server. So 500 GB of hard disk is there, but you want to add one more job, right? This job cannot be initiated at all because there is no disk space only. So how this job get executed, right? So always there's a possibility that, right, the Jenkins server might go down, or else the Jenkins server itself might crash. The OS might crash, the storage might crash, right? Maybe some internal component, hardware component might go down, right? It might get burnt. There could be n number of reasons where like there would be a single point of failure will happen onto the Jenkins server. Suppose assume that you are running some complex projects, complex jobs you're running, or the job is getting executed. Suddenly, if the server goes down, right? So what happened at the whole jobs? What are the jobs which are running? That all the jobs will come down. It means that all those jobs will get terminated. So it means that whatever the effort which was being put by the developer or the tester to kickstart this job, right? So there is a wastage of all those time actually. So guys, in the real time actually, you shouldn't do all such things. It means that you cannot allow or you cannot make the Jenkins server to go down at any point of time, because what happened? It involves a lot of time, and it also involves the cost also. So always you should make sure that you need to build some kind of a distributed builds. So what is a distributed builds actually? Okay. So to make you understand, so let me take MS Paint. So let me, okay. So what is a distributed build? Like for example, guys, no, you know very well that in our uh, in our like in our account, right? I created Jenkins server. So let me log into my console, AWS console. So let me log in and let me start the machine. So yesterday I stopped this machine, guys, actually, right? Because it will be chargeable, right? And I also changed the instance type also. So let me first change instance type, instance setting, change the instance type, t2.medium. So because I need some bigger configuration, I'll go with that. And I will start this machine. So what about the other? I don't want to really start this as of now, but I need only the Jenkins server. Now you know that we had already set up a Jenkins server, right? Now what you do? So you first assigned a server actually, right? So let me take this as a server or else any other icon, some good looking icon. Okay, and go with this. Yeah. So this is a Jenkins server you are having. This is a server, right? And this we call as a Jenkins master server, right? Now on top of this, what you did, you tried to have a Ubuntu OS, right? So Ubuntu operating system, because we know that the Ubuntu OS is actually running, right? So this is your Ubuntu OS. So you have installed the Ubuntu, correct, guys? On top of this Ubuntu, what you did, you installed the Java 11 version, right? So JDK 11 you have installed it, right? After you install the Java JDK 11, now you try to install the Jenkins software here. So what did you do? You have installed the Jenkins, correct? This we already did it, right? We did it all these things, Jenkins icon or image, whatever, right? So this is what I need. Correct. Now you have set up the Jenkins server. So this is what we had like created as our Jenkins server. Correct, guys? Now what happened, right? Like for example, you have a scenario where you need to build projects, a lot of different projects. So as I said earlier, a lot of different projects has a different requirement actually, right? Like for example, so this is one project actually. This is one more project, and this is one more project. Like that, we are having some three projects. So this project, it needs the you are building a .NET application as a part of this project, and you need a Windows server, right, guys? And to build it, you know that for always building a .NET application, you have a build tool by name MS Build actually. So you need a MS Build tool is required, or else you can have a Visual Studio Build tool. You can use any tool, either MS Build or Visual Studio Build. So MS Build tool, or else Visual Studio Build tool. Okay, so this is what my requirement means, that I need a project where I need to build a .NET application. So I'm developing a .NET application, and these are the build tools which are required. Okay, fine. So there are one more project is there where it is a Java based project, and to run the Java project, it needs a JDK 8 version, as well as it requires the Maven 3.6 version. Okay, now, and there's one more project. This is also a Java project only. Okay, this need a JDK 17 version, and it needs a Maven 3.8.7 version. So guys, this is all my requirement is all about. Now you tell me how I can achieve building all these different projects with a single Jenkins server. Is it possible? So you would say that, Rajesh, no problem. You are all these days you are building all projects in Jenkins server only. No problem. You try to install the .NET here. You try to install the MS Build here, tool here, and whatever the source code of .NET is that you try to pull from the GitHub and build that .NET project here. Okay, fine. Now you will say that, Rajesh, you try to install the Java JDK 8 version here, install 3.6 version here, and try to take this project, pull the code from the GitHub repository, and try to build and like create a project. Means try to build it and run it, or try to create a package from here. Same thing you are going to tell that install it everything. Tomorrow there's something Python comes, you will say that, Rajesh, install all the Python related software in this Jenkins server. Do it, right? Now, do you think that the Jenkins server can handle so many different projects, different projects? Yeah, I mean, if you're Jenkins a very high configuration, then you can do it actually, but that is not a recommended method actually. It means that you are not supposed to build all the different projects is not supposed to build by a single Jenkins server only, because as I said, there could be a chance where a single point of failure might also happen, where the Jenkins server might come down. So all these major projects which are running as part of in this main Jenkins site, even that will stop working, right? So that should not happen. Now, what is the second alternative? You will say that, Rajesh, let us have some three servers, or let us have some three Jenkins server. Jenkins server 1, Jenkins server 2, Jenkins server 3. Okay. In this Jenkins server, do install all the software required to you to build a .NET project. In the next Jenkins server, try to install all this software related to your project 2 and build this project in Jenkins 2. And in the Jenkins server 3, try to install all this software, everything, and try to build it. But it is a cost effective, right? Why you need to maintain three servers? So it means that for each and every new project comes, you need to set up a new Jenkins server, install all the softwares, right? So that is also not feasible. That is not the correct way. You cannot, so DevOps engineer cannot maintain so many Jenkins server in the real time, right? So he can maintain one or two servers. Like this is a master server, he can maintain one more server. We call the slavery or secondary node, secondary server. But you cannot, for each and every project, you cannot have a separate Jenkins server. So that is also not a very good idea. Right, guys? Now, what you can do the next thing what you can do is that you can create a nodes actually. You can create a nodes. It means that you can have a separate server where you can install all the required software to build a project, and you can tell the Jenkins server to run that particular project in that particular node, right? So what you can do here, guys? So here, go here. So let me open the server icon again. So let me take some other image now this time. So I can take this one. This looks good actually. Okay, or else I will take this. Where is it, man? I was trying to find some good image. Okay, I lost it. Yeah, you can take anything. So, but I like this image a lot. You can take this also. This. Where is it? Yeah, one more was there. One it was looking very good actually. Uh, where is it, guys? I think I missed it somewhere. Okay, we'll take any other image actually. Let me take this image. Let me take this other image. Or this other image. This is image. Yeah. So this is the node I have, or this one server, right? You can have like that. You can have one more server here because you are having three projects, right? So I need three nodes, three servers. I need. Correct, guys? Yeah, three servers. Now here you call this as a node one. This you call it as a node two, and this one as node three. Correct? You are having a three servers here, right? Okay, cannot take it. Okay, node one, node two, and node three actually. So here under the node one, guys, what you can do that you can install the your MS build tool actually. So MS build tool is used to build your .NET application, right? So in the node one, you can install the MS build tool, and okay, and here for the running the project two, right, where it requires a JDK 8, so you can install the JDK 8, Java 8, and also you can install the Maven 3.6 version under this node 2. And here under this node 3, you can install the Java 17 or JDK 17 we say, and we can install the Maven 3.8.7 or Maven 3.8 version. You can install into the node 3. So in this way, what happened, right? I have created a separate node. This we call it as a Jenkins nodes. So what we call, guys, we call it as a Jenkins nodes actually. Okay. So now what happened, right? The Jenkins node, somehow it has to communicate with this node 1, node 2, node 3. And how this Jenkins server, it can actually communicate or connect to this node 1, node 2, node 3 with the help of a Jenkins agents basically. So what we need a Jenkins agents. Okay. So we need some kind of a agent actually. So you need to have agent in each and every node. So guys, this we call it as a Jenkins agent. This we call the agent actually. Jenkins agent we say. So how the Jenkins can actually communicate with each and every node with the help of this Jenkins agent. Okay. And there is something known as a label concept here. So what is a label basically? Like for example, suppose if you are building this .NET application, you're building this .NET application. So this is what your .NET application. This is your .NET application which you're building. Now, for building this .NET applications, so you know that Rajesh, this is node one where I have configured the MS build. I want this project to be built here. Okay, but how you can how the Jenkins can know that okay under this server, right? The .NET MS build is installed, and I need to know like I need to delegate the job of executing this .NET under here and into this server. The Jenkins will understand with the help of a something known as a label. So what is a label means? You need to assign some label. Labeling. So we will assign a label here like this. So what label name you'll give? 1 second, please. So what label you give? You'll give the name label. You'll give the name of the label as a .NET actually, right? So the same label, guys, you will try to assign to this node also. In that, you'll set a label to this node one, and you'll give the label name as .NET. So now what happened, right? Now, okay, with the help of a label, the Jenkins can verify which is the server which is having that label. Okay. So .NET label is assigned to the node one. Oh, it knows that whenever this job I need to trigger into this node one. Okay. Now, what is the next thing? That you have one more project which we call, which we need a Java 8 to be installed, right? So here also, guys, what we need a label actually. So we'll take a label, right? And we'll assign the label name as something like JDK8. You can have more than one label also. Like you'll say that Rajesh, I need a JDK8 as well as I need a label with the name MVN 3.6, whatever. MVN 3.6 like this. You can have one label or more than one label also. Okay. So same thing. Okay, same thing, guys. You need to set a label into the server where you need to install the JDK8. So this is what your label you are assigning. So what is it? You're giving the label name as JDK8 and one more label according to the diagram I'm going. So I need to have one more label with the name as Maven 3.6 or whatever, MVN 3.6. Correct, guys? So okay, fine. Now you see that Rajesh, I have one more project which needed for me to build an application, which is requirement is that I need to build an application which has the which needs a Java 17 and Maven 3.6. Okay, fine. So let me have one more label here like this, where you can have the label as something like JDK17, right? And the same stuff here. JDK17. Okay, so this we call it as a label. There's something as a label. Correct, guys? So, guys, conceptually, did you understood? Any doubts you have till here? Clear? All of you? Did you understood conceptually what we're doing here? So, we are building a different projects. So, for that, we need a different Jenkins nodes. We cannot build in a single Jenkins server.
Yes, sir.
Hence, we are creating a lot of different nodes. Tomorrow, you say, Rajesh, I want to build a Python projects which has some kind of a requirement. Oh, I need to install the Python, I need to install the pip and all. No problem, sir. Take one more node, assign it, install all the prerequisite software, assign a label to it so that the Jenkins can identify that server and it can trigger the build onto that server. Like that. So it depends upon each and every project, right? Each and every team has their own project. So they can have a separate Jenkins nodes and they can make it to work so that the Jenkins can identify that node and it can trigger a build onto that particular node. So this we call it as a distributed builds actually. Now you say that Rajesh, there is a .NET project is there, fine. There's a .NET project is there. Now you need to build the .NET project. Now you are telling to the Jenkins server, or build the .NET project for me. But how you're telling to server with the help of this node, with the help of this label. Now Jenkins will identify or it will search which node which has a .NET as a label. Or it knows that okay, node 1. So it will go and it will trigger the job here in this server. So similarly, what happened, right? You have project 2 which requires this JDK8 and MVN3. You are telling to this Jenkins server that sir, I need this job to be triggered now, and but it has two labels, JDK8 and MVN 3.6, or any or either one or more than one. You can have a label, and now the Jenkins server will try to search for the node which is having a JDK8 or MVN 3.6. Oh, it understands that the node 2 has this label. Go and trigger this job over here. Same thing with this third project. You are telling to the Jenkins server, I need to build the project which requires the JDK17 and Maven 3.6. So you are providing information with the help of a label. Now Jenkins will understand, okay, he wants this project to be built under the label JDK17. It tried to search which node has the JDK17. It will go and it will trigger the job here. Like this. So conceptually we are understanding now. Practically we'll do it after some point of time. Clear, guys? So now again what happened, right? You're telling it, but how exactly the Jenkins actually communicating with each and every node with the help of an agent? Without an agent, the Jenkins cannot communicate with this node actually. Am I clear, sir? So there has to be an agent actually. This we call it the Jenkins agent. Just a second, guys. I'll be back. Let me close the door. Okay, guys. So till here, you have any doubts, guys? All clear, right?
No doubt, sir.
Great, good. Okay, let us make a notes of all these things, whatever we have just discussed now. Okay. Okay. So for the distributed build, right? So Jenkins supports distributed builds, right, guys? Where we can have the Jenkins master where we can have a Jenkins master as the central server to create and configure jobs, and then the and then to run the Jenkins jobs. So to run the Jenkins job, we create the Jenkins nodes. Right? We need a Jenkins nodes, right? So because this is a centralized server where all the Jenkins jobs are getting created, here only you're creating the jobs and all. But while running the job, the jobs will not get executed within the Jenkins server. It will delegate that job execution in that particular nodes actually. right? That's what we are having the Jenkins nodes. So Jenkins nodes is a different machine or server with Jenkins agent in it, right? So Jenkins nodes have labels, and Jenkins master will try to identify so Jenkins master will try to identify the best fit node for the project project based on the labels on the node. So based on the labels, the Jenkins server will try to identify that particular node where it has to kickstart the job actually, right? So if the labels on the project or job matches matches the node, then Jenkins will execute the job on that particular node as we have mentioned in the image. So whatever we have mentioned in this image, right? So like this, right? It will try to execute the job onto that particular node. Okay, guys. Okay. So guys, so now how you are establishing a connection between these two nodes actually, because Jenkins has to communicate with the node one, right? Or if Jenkins has to come to the node 2 or node 3, right? So basically what happened, right? Suppose in case this is a Linux machine, you know that Rajesh, the Jenkins server is a Ubuntu server. Okay, fine. Suppose assume that I am trying to build these two projects. So I need to build a project where I have to have this JDK 8 and Maven 3.6. Okay, this is one of the requirement, and also I need to build one project which needs a JDK 17 and Maven 3.8.7. So these are the two requirements I have, or two different projects I need to run. So whenever I want to run this, so what you'll understand, okay, Rajesh, let me do one thing. Let me take up the two machines. So I'll take up a two machines with any configuration, and then like I will try to choose as a Linux only as a machine actually, because I want to build this project, right? So I'm building this project in Linux. Whereas this project I need to have a Windows server, right? Either Windows 2016 server, right? Whichever server which is required, right? You want to have a Windows server to build a .NET project. So this we will see later. Don't worry. As of now, I need to build these two projects actually. So these two projects you are making to run under the Linux machine. So you'll say that Rajesh, I will choose the Ubuntu itself as these two servers, and I'll try to configure the softwares. Okay. Now, how the Jenkins can actually communicate with the Node 1 and Node 2, or here in this case diagram Node 2 and Node 3? How it can communicate with Node 2, Node 3? Because you can do a communication with the SSH based actually. So through the SSH based, the Jenkins master can communicate to the node 2, because both these nodes are Linux machine. Okay. And the same SSH based, you can actually communicate from the Jenkins master to the node 3. So basically, based on the SSH, right, you can actually communicate with. Now, again, how you'll communicate with an SSH based? Basically, you need some kind of a user account. So, what to do that? You know that in the Jenkins server, you know that by default, we are having a user by name Jenkins, right? The username. Okay. Now, whenever you are communicating with the node 2 and node 3, it is always better to create some user account for kind of a authentication and for the authorization. You create some user account and using SSH base. So the user Jenkins, which is actually running in the Jenkins server, it can communicate to the node 2 with particular user. So what is the best you can do? You can actually create a user account by name Jenkins itself in the node 2. Same thing, the Jenkins as a user we need to create in the node 3 also. So with the help of a common user account and with the help of SSH protocol, you can easily do a kind of a communication you can do, right? Or else, I mean, I'm just taking some name here. You can even create some user account by name DevOps here in the Jenkins server. Create the user account by name DevOps. Here also try to create a user account by name DevOps. Here also try to create a username by DevOps in Node 3, and you can do communication. But I don't want to do that, man. Already there's a Jenkins user, right? Why I need to create again DevOps and all? Let me do one thing. Let me create a user account by name Jenkins itself in all these three nodes. Let it be a common user account, and you can even make it as a passwordless communication. Means that the Jenkins master can directly log in into this server, or directly it can call without asking any password. So you need to do a passwordless communication also. So you know that in all our previous class, let it be Ansible, let it be Git, or let it be your any kind of a DevOps tools where we try to learn, right? You know that in many cases where we did a always we did a passwordless communication, correct? And always make sure that when you are creating a Jenkins user, so when you're creating a Jenkins user, so once you are creating a Jenkins user, guys, you need to always make that Jenkins user as a sudo user. So always after creating the Jenkins user, please always make sure that this should be a sudo user so that it can have a permission to execute many of the root related commands or root execution, whatever the root can execute, right? Same thing the sudo user can also execute. So make this Jenkins user as a sudo user. Is it clear, guys? Till here. So it means that Rajesh, now I need to have two servers. Yes, correct. So let me choose as a Ubuntu or CentOS or any distribution, no matter. So I'll choose Ubuntu itself. So tomorrow, as an exercise, you can create one node and you can set it that you can assign that node as a CentOS OS, right? Where you can have a CentOS 7.8 of version, right? And then you can you can install all the softwares, whatever it is required, and then you can configure it everything into that node so that the Jenkins can actually communicate with that node. So that as an exercise you can do later. Am I clear, sir? Till here?
Yes, sir, it is clear.
Good.
It is
So
because it is because of all the servers and nodes are having a SSH. SSH through it can communicate.
correct, correct,
Okay.
correct. So tomorrow you say, Rajesh, I have one server which will be a Windows server. How the Jenkins master, which is having a Linux, it can actually communicate with the node which is having Windows. How to do that? Oh, okay. So there is something like a JNLP driver is there. So using that we can communicate. What is that? We'll see later. So tomorrow what happened? This is a very common question in the interview they ask, sir. How the Jenkins master can communicate with the node which is a Windows server. So there is some settings you need to do. So you need some kind of a driver so that the driver will be installed in the server where with that help of a driver, your Jenkins master can communicate with a node which is having a Windows server. That and all we'll see at after some point of time. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll be doing all those things. So that is one of the very important interview question commonly asked in everywhere. Okay. So to establish the communication between Jenkins master and the nodes, Jenkins has two different ways actually. So the first way is that actually using something like a controller based. I will tell you what is this control based later. And second, there's something like SSH based. So we are following this SSH based actually. Even you can with the help of a controller base also you can do it guys actually. What is it? I will tell you after some point of time. So these are two methods where you can establish a connection between Jenkins nodes and the Jenkins server and its nodes actually. Okay, so to understand more about this actually, more about this different methods, right? What you have to do that you have to go to the net and try to search for Jenkins controller. Just search for this, sir. Jenkins controller. You will need to go to the official document of Jenkins. So using Jenkins agent. So click on this. See Jenkins. See Jenkins controller is the original node in the Jenkins installation. So here they have given the various option of how you can do. Either you can communicate with your SSH with the SSH key pair, right? Or either through the SSH credentials, or else what are the different methods and how to configure everything. They have given it very clearly. And you could see that if I hang a node as a Windows, so how do you do it actually? So all those are given in a very good way, right? You need to understand. You need to go through this document. So this is a very good document actually. Okay. So Jenkins controller. doc link. Right. I don't want this one. Okay. So for this is for your official document, right? Jenkins control official document, right? Now, so let's create now two Linux servers. So let's create two Linux servers with Ubuntu 20.04. Okay, and also create a user called as Jenkins in both the nodes and give them admin permission. It means that make them as a sudo user, admin permission. Something like admin permission is what you call it as a sudo permissions without password, like that. So now here in this case, guys, what I'm doing, right, in my system, if you go to my AWS account, already having a Jenkins server running, which is having t2.medium. So I'll create two more servers, Linux servers, which we call it as a node 1 and node 2, right? Node 1 and node 2, where I'll be running these two projects actually. These two projects I'll be running, right? Now what I will do, right? I don't want this server, guys. So let me terminate this server. I don't want this now. Okay. And now while creating a two servers, right, I will select as a t2.medium itself because, right, you will be running some heavy application like OpenMRS, Spring Pet Clinic. These are some heavy Java application where you cannot run in t2.micro. But when you are practicing, guys, you can select the t2.micro as a node 1 and node 2 and you can do it. But in my case, because I'm taking class, right, so I want to show the execution a little bit faster. Hence, I will choose the node also with the instance type as t2.medium. Okay, so let's go and let launch two machine here. Oh my, oh my God. Oh my God. Shit. Terminate both the servers, guys. Oh my God. Shit. I did a big mistake, guys. I even terminated the Jenkins server also. So let me launch. I need to launch three servers now, actually. Oh God. Shit. Oh my God. All the things I've lost, sir. Shit. Oh shit. So I did a very blunder mistake, guys. Okay, fine. No problem. Let us do it very quickly. Okay.
Don't
Medium.
you have the snapshot, Rajesh?
No. I don't have anything. Oh my God. I created so many jobs, right? I was taking reference of many of the jobs actually. Okay, that's fine. Okay, no problem. That's fine. So I'm creating three servers actually, which is a t2.medium. Okay, and key pair is new key, and okay, this one. Okay, fine. And then like I'll make it as a 3 instance, and I'll launch it. Oh shit. God. Oh my God, sir. See, mistakenly I terminated, sir. Instead of selecting this one, both were selected and I did terminate like this actually. I didn't saw that even this was also selected. Oh, this will take a lot of time, sir. Okay, anyway, we'll make it very fast. So I'll make this as the Jenkins server. Okay. And this one as a node 1 and this as a node 2. Okay. So let me quickly log into the Jenkins server and configure it actually. Very bad, sir. Very bad. Copy the public IP, go to your downloads, launch the putty, Ubuntu, load it, give the IP address, open. Connect. So this is my Jenkins server. So what to do? I have to first a sudo apt update. Let me do it quickly. See what I'm doing. So I'll be doing very quickly now. Fastly, I'll be doing it. Sudo apt update. Fine. After that, okay, let me set the host name sudo host name CTL, set hyphen host name, change this the host name as Jenkins server. Good. Now you say bash enter. So this is I've changed the host name. Fine. Now what you need to set up a Jenkins server. So you need a OpenJDK. So sudo apt install OpenJDK 11 hyphen JDK hyphen Y. So you know very well that even I had installed the Maven also. So what I did a Maven download. Okay, open this link, and you could see that actually I have copied this link. Go to the Jenkins server. Okay, it is installing. So our class might little bit extend today, like, but the one thing is that a lot of jobs I created, all jobs were lost. But that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Okay, no problem. We can start at any point. Okay, now you have installed this one. Go to the OPT directory, do a sudo wget of this link so that you are able to download sudo tar-xvf Apache extracted it. So let me remove this Apache hyphen bin. I know I don't need this tar bar actually. So we'll do a sudo rm-f. So you're having this, okay. So here you are having Apache, you know that Apache, under that you are having a bin, under that you're having this MF. So Maven 3.8.7 I'm having. Okay, fine. Now what you have to do that you need to set the environment variable. So what we did yesterday, guys, if you go down, if you go here, now you know that actually you opened this one. So you do a sudo vi etc profile.d. Under that I created a file by name maven.sh. Copy this whole line. Correct, and then save this file. Then you do a source of etc profile.d, or else you can even restart the server, or else even you can. Now you could see that if you do an echo dollar path, so you got this. Okay, fine. Now what you have to do here, guys, you need to install the Jenkins. So install Jenkins on Ubuntu. Go here to the first link. You have to always go to the official document, right? Here you go here, and you could see that actually these are the steps for the Ubuntu actually. So because I've chosen Ubuntu, so copy this line and then run it here. Copy this line. We are doing this installation for the third time now, and afterwards you have to run this command, and then you need to copy paste and install the Jenkins. So why etc. So no problem, guys. Anyhow, I mean we are losing also. You know, like when the great scientist like Thomas Alpha Edison, right? Alva Edison, who is an inventor of a bulb, right? So what happened usually, like he had set up very big lab actually with a lot of assistant and many people, a lot of engineers, scientists were there. When you know, like suddenly what happened due to some short circuit, right? What happened? The whole lab was burnt actually, and all the people, right? They came and it was burning, and you know, like when Thomas Alva Edison was asked actually, sir, you're not feeling bad? He said, no problem, sir. We're not feeling bad because we can refreshly we can start from the beginning. So new thought process will come. So that was a spirit where Thomas Alva Edison was not at all feeling bad, even though his lab was no burning in front of him actually. So Jenkins installed. How to check it? You have to say that systemctl status Jenkins. Right, guys? So the Jenkins is running. You can even run the systemctl status or systemctl enable Jenkins. Okay, sorry, I think I should have used the sudo. So you need to run this also. Yes, you have enabled it. In that after rebooting the server, automatically the Jenkins server will come up actually. Now, so you know that now I have the Jenkins server now, guys. Come over here. So what you have to do here, you know that a user, you know, like Jenkins user is created here actually, right? So if you do a switch to the Jenkins user. You know that Jenkins user is there actually. You need to make this Jenkins user as a sudo user. How to do that? You know very well that I'll do a sudo pi sudo. You know this. If you follow my first day one or day two session, right? I have explained everything here. So you're just making the Jenkins user as a sudo user. Jenkins space all equals for all colon all and then say all. Before that, you will say no PASSW password colon all. And I'll say control X. Sorry, not control X. I said control X and say Y and say enter. Okay. So you have set the Jenkins. So if you switch to the Jenkins, you switch to the Jenkins. And if you run a sudo apt update, it should execute without any issue, right? It is working. But so now you have set the Jenkins now. So come over here, go back to your server, Jenkins server, copy this IP and then like paste it and do a 8080. So this is my new Jenkins server, guys. So you know that the initial password will be here. So copy this, go to your server, just do a sudo cat of this whole path. So this is what the initial password. Just go and paste it over here and then say continue. Go to the install suggest plugin. This is what I was saying earlier. When you do an installation pumping, right, you could see that it is installing the LDAP, Git. See, all these are some initial plugins which are getting installed. Gradle, you know, right? But where there is no subversions getting installed, right? Whereas SSH build agent, email extension, LDAP. So some of the very basic necessary plugins are getting installed as part of this selected install, right? So once this is done, so it'll ask for the username. So I'll give the username as Rajesh, password as Red Hat, Rajesh. Password, email is mailrajeshsre@gmail.com. And I will just say save and continue. So this is nothing you can change anytime you need it, but I'm not really interested at this point of time. I'll just say save and finish and say finish, start Jenkins. So this is what the Jenkins we have. But anyhow, we have lost all the jobs, but that is fine. Okay, we will build it again, no problem. Right now, okay, Jenkins server is ready now, guys. Actually, now what you are doing here to come back here, okay, the same stuff. What I do, I'll log in as a node 1. I'll connect to this node 1, open the public IP, copy the public IP, open your putty session, right? And what you have to do, guys, you need to do a load and then give a IP address and just open it. Okay. Okay, sudo apt update. Now I will tell you some thumb rule now. Yesterday I was telling no, I will be telling you some thumb rule now actually. Now guys, what is the thumb rule or what is all about? Now, according to this diagram or according to the requirement, you say that Rajesh, in the node 1, I need to install the Java 8. That is my requirement and Maven 3.6. Okay. I can install the Java 8 and I can install the Maven 3.6 also. But initially I'll not be doing that. Why? Because, right? Because the agent, what are the agent which the agent which is running, right? It cannot communicate or it cannot do a connection with the Jenkins server if the Java version is less than 11. If the Java version is less than 1, the OpenJDK 8 or Java 8 version, it cannot help in establishing a connection between the agent and the master. It should always be above 8. Now you said, Rajesh, then how we will do it? How we will try to do a connect then? Hey, no problem, man. First, let me install some higher version. Let me install the Java 11 first. And then once the Java is installed, once the connection establishes, right, then I will try to even install the Java 8. And then I will try to set the Java 8 as a default Java version. And then like I can run any job under that node with the Java 8 as an installed. So did you understood, sir? So what are the hints or what are the note you need to maintain? So what I'm trying to tell here that actually that whenever the master node or the Jenkins master want to establish the connection to the node or to the node 1, every node, each and every node should be installed with Java 11 or above. If the Java version is less than 11, then the Jenkins agent cannot establish the connection with Jenkins master. This is the rule number 1 or the hint actually, right? Is it clear, guys? Guys, are you able to clear? So I will explain you guys actually. I will tell you. Okay. Instant state running. Yeah, this is what the 3 servers I have. Clear? Okay. If you're having a node 8, even though my requirement is that in a node 8, but still what I'll do that I will go ahead with installing the Java 11 or Java 17, anything above Java 11 or 17, anything you have to install. So I'll go to the node 1 here. So let me do a first. Let me do one thing. Let me first do a sudo apt update. I did it already. So now what happened that for the first thing is that okay. Let me do one thing. Let me do a sudo host name ctl set hyphen host name. I'll make it as a node 1 like this and I'll say bash. So this is a node 1, guys, actually, correct? Now what happened, right? First you have to create a user account. So first you will say sudo add user Jenkins. First let me create a user account by name Jenkins. So what is the password? I'll give the Jenkins as a password only. Jenkins password. Jenkins password. So enter and say Y. So the first command what you executed is you need to first create the user account. That's what I said, right? You need to first create a user account and make that user as a sudo user. So here I created a Jenkins user. Fine, okay. I need to make the Jenkins as sudo user. How do you do that? Sudo vi sudo enter. Come down here. Jenkins all is equal to all colon all. No pass wd passwd colon all. Control X and say Y and say enter. So you have make the Jenkins user as a sudo user. Correct, guys? Now after that, what you have to do that actually basically after creating, you have to make the password authentication. It means that right now the server or the system is not supporting for the password authentication. You need to enable it. So to do that, you have to open a command. You have to open a file vi etc what is that ssd underscore conf file. Open this file and come down here. Make the password authentication from no to yes actually. No to yes, and then save this file. And after that, you have to say sudo systemctl restart SSD service. Fine, guys. So till now, what the commands you executed under the node 1, these are the commands you executed. So what happened, right? So let's create 2 servers. So let's configure the node 1 by creating the username by name Jenkins, and below are the commands. What are those commands, guys? These are the commands. Is it clear till here, guys? Till here, any doubts you have till here?
Yes. No, sir. We have created same password, username password on both
Yeah,
servers,
Jenkins,
Jenkins
yeah,
server and
yeah.
Node server as well, right?
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
That's it.
Good. Yeah. So now what you're doing after doing that, what you have to do that in the node 1, you need to install the Maven. That's what I need it according to the diagram. I need to install the Maven. I need to install Java also. But Java, as I said, right, if you install the OpenJDK 8, I can install it, no problem. But the agent will not work if it is a lower version. So let me install the Java 11 only. Later, I will install Java 8 also. So what I will do here, I will try to I will install the Java 8 actually. So to do that, you know that sudo apt install open jdk 11 hyphen jdk hyphen y. But so I'm installing the Java now. Correct, guys? Good. Okay. After installing the Java, you need to install the Maven. So I will go with the Maven 3.6 itself because that is what my requirement is. So the next step is to install the Maven. Okay, so Java is installed. To verify, you can execute a command Java hyphen version, right? If you execute the command Java hyphen version, you know that Java 11 is installed. Good. Now I need to install the Maven. So you have to say sudo apt hyphen cache search for Maven. So it will show that Maven is already there as a part of the Debian package repository. But what is the version? You know that you have to say sudo apt-cache Madison and specify the name Maven. So you are actually getting a 3.6. If you're installing this, you're getting a 3.6 actually. Okay, let me go ahead and install with the sudo apt install maven-y. So you have installed the Maven. So how to verify? You have to just say mvn-version. See, 3.6 is installed and it is using the JDK 11. Good. So what are the commands, guys, which you executed now? So we executed the command from 6 to 11. These commands we executed, correct? So this is for installing the Java as well as installing your Maven. We followed these steps. Still here, no doubt, right? Okay, good. So we have made it as a passwordless also, fine. So we have made it as a okay. So this is what we have configured it. Now you have set the node one and we have set the Jenkins also, fine. Now what happened that you need to establish a connection between the Jenkins master with the node one now. So to do that, actually what you have to do that, you have to go to your Jenkins. You could see that there is something as a manage Jenkins. Click on this manage Jenkins. If you come over here, can you see here there is something like a manage nodes and clouds. Here what you need to here is what you need to click on this. So what to do that, guys? Say just go with the to establish the connection between master and the node. You need to go to Jenkins dashboard and there you will see the manage Jenkins. Yeah, manage Jenkins. So under manage Jenkins, you need to click on that manage. What is that, guys? Manage nodes and clouds actually. So this is what you have to click: manage nodes and clouds. This is what you have to do it actually. Now, once you're doing it here, actually, you could see that actually that you're having something with a new node actually. Okay. So let me do a new node. Click on the new node. Here it is asking you to give the node name. So I'll give something like a node 1. And I will just select this as a permanent agent and I'll say create it. So this is very important, right? From here, it is very important actually. Okay. So what you're doing here you're giving a node name. So what is the description you're giving? One second, guys. I'm getting one call. Okay, sorry guys. Yeah. So what you're doing here, go back to your Jenkins, right? Here you could see that you're having node. What is the description? Okay, this is a node with JDK8 and Maven 3.6 something. You're giving some description. Okay. Now the next is how many number of executors you need. It means that in this node one, how many projects you can build at a time, right? How many projects you can build. It's depend upon the number of executors actually. So number of executors is as same as the number of core CPU. So when I'm selecting the node one, I selected as a node one as a T2 dot medium. So T2 dot medium by the T2 dot medium, you are getting actually two virtual CPU or two core CPU. It means that you can create here, you can create the number of executors as two. But suppose assume that if your projects are very small projects, okay, you can run as many number of small projects, right? Then you can give 4 or 100, whatever number you can give. It depends upon the how number of core CPUs are provided by your server. If there are core server CPU cores are 32, you can create 32 executors actually. In my case, let me give the two itself actually now as of now. Okay, what is a remote root? Remote root directory means here when the Jenkins is starting some job into this node actually, under which path the node under which path what happened, the job should sit and execute here into this server. So it should sit under under slash home Jenkins, because I know that Rajesh you have created Jenkins user. Under that I will create one directory by name Jenkins underscore root something. You can give any name, you can give your name, but this is a path where the remote root directory will exist. Okay, so remote root data is mandatory. So here guys, now it is asking for the label. Okay, what we have understood, I'll give the label as JDK8. Okay, I'll give the label as JDK8. This is what it is important. JDK8. Now come down. So use this usage, use this node as much as possible, or else only build jobs with the label expression. So I need to build a job with the label. So whichever job which is having this label JDK, right? Only you run this job. So it means that you are just selecting only build job with the label expression matching this node. This option you are selecting it. What is a launch method actually? So launch methods are either through the controller or through SSH. That's what I said earlier. Either you can, it's a controller based or it could be a SSH based actually. So here what happened, right? If you come down here, you could see that it could be either controller based or SSH based. I'll go with the launch agent with SSH based actually. So select on it. Now after this, you could see that it is asking you for the host name or the IP address. So because I have a node one, so I need to select on node one. I can give the public IP, but if the node wants try to reboot the system, the public IP will be changed, right? But the private IP will remain same. It will not get changed even though you're rebooting the system or you're making the server stopped and then started, right? The private IP will not change. So hence I will try to copy the private IP. Copy the private IP of the node one and try to give here as a IP address, host name. Credential. Now you could know that in the node one, I created user account by name Jenkins. And what is the password I gave? I give the password of Jenkins only. So let me create a credential here. I mean that I can use that as a credential. So come over here, say none, nothing is there. Add here, it asking you to give the Jenkins user. Click on this. Now you could see that actually, guys, there is some options are available here. There are options are available here. What are those options? You can actually provide the credential with the help of a username and the password, or you can give with the name SSH with the private key, or you can even give the with the username with the secret file or certificate. Most of the time in the industry, you could see even in our company also, we either go with this method or we will go with this method. Or else sometime what happens, some people might store some password into some secret file, so you can specify that secret file location. But here in this case, guys, I'm because I know username is Jenkins and password also I've set as Jenkins. Let me go with the username and the password. Okay, user and the password I'll go. What is the username? Oh, Jenkins is a username. What is a password? Jenkins is a password. Okay, come down. Okay, what is the username? Oh, Jenkins underscore user. What is the description? Okay, this is for Linux users. For Linux user, and then say add it. Once you add it, can you see here? If you click on the credential, see, you could see that this has been added. Okay, click on this. So you need to set up a credential also. Clear? Now come down, host key verification strategy. Okay, known host verification strategy. It means that what is the host key strategy means actually that how exactly your Jenkins server can, like, like can verify this node, right? With the help of a username by name Jenkins, how we can verify. So there are various methods are there. So known host key verification and all, but right now I'm not going with any kind of verification as of now. I'll go with the non-verifying verification strategy. I'll go. Okay. After that, keep this agent as much as possible or bring this agent on according to schedule. So I want this to be available as much as possible. That's what I keep this option. Keep this agent only as much as possible. Okay. After that, guys, at the end, what happened? There is something a node property. Suppose that for this Java, for this node one, you want to set some parameters or you want to set some environment variable. You can do that. Or else in the node one, you have installed some kind of a software like Maven 3.8 where you have installed in /opt directory. You want to give the complete location. You want to set the path, everything. You can go with the location. You can do a list of all the tools. Click on here. See, you can even give the Git also. Oh, what kind of a Git or where is the Git URL is there? That you can preset here itself. Or else you can even go with some other options, right? There are various options are there you will go with, but right now I'm not going with this tool option. What are the environment variable? You want to set environment variable or the parameters, you can set it here also like this. You can set the parameters like this, everything, name and the value. I'm not really going with this as of now. I will see in future, right? I'll be showing some examples where I'll be setting all these options for that nodes as a property. So what are the things I did, guys, here? So I gave the username, the node name as a node one itself. So while configuring the new node, right? And then I gave the description, number of executors to, what is the root directory, remote root directory. I have given this path /home Jenkins user. Label I have given this JDK8. And here the usage only when the job matches with this label, then only it will run. Okay. Launch method through SSH. After that, you are having host name. I gave the private IP address of the node one. And then I already created a credential. Okay. Now I have given a host verification as non-host verification, and then the availability as keep as much as possible. And then this I have not set anything. I'll just say save it. Now you could see, guys, actually, if you click on here or if you click on this node one, you could see that you have assigned a label of JDK8. Okay, and you could see the make. Okay, and you could see that there is something like a log. If you click on the log, see here, your Jenkins master has established a connection. See, Jenkins agent has been successfully connected with the master. This is what at the end you need to get the message. Why it is establishing the connection? Because you have installed the OpenJDK 11. That's the reason. Suppose you have installed the OpenJDK 8, it could have not established a connection. It could have failed. Because always whenever the master want to communicate with the agent or want to communicate establish connection, this node should also have the higher version of Java. With the lower version, right now the agent is not supporting. Earlier it used to support OpenJDK 8 or even OpenJDK 4 or 5 or whatever version it was supporting. Now what happened, because we are having very higher version, right? They have disabled all those features from the older version. So OpenJDK 8 will not support for the connection established between the agent and the master. So that's what this is one of the hint. Some people will install the OpenJDK 8 itself and they'll say that Rajesh, this node is not at all establishing connection. You will say that like that, right? Like for example, suppose you say that Rajesh, you go to the come to the node one, and here you could see that if I install the Java, I've already have the Java version as 11. Good. Now let me install the OpenJDK 8. So sudo apt install OpenJDK -8 -JDK -y. So you are installing the OpenJDK 8. So in the same node one, I'm installing the OpenJDK 8 also now. Already OpenJDK 11 has installed. Now I'm installing the 8 version just to show you, so that you should not get, like some of the YouTube viewer also, right? They might face this issue. So OpenJDK 8 is also installed now. How to verify or how to check it? You know that yesterday we had executed some command. What is that command, guys? Sudo Java alternatives. Java alternative command. So click on this. So you have this command, sudo apt -alternative. So let me first copy this command into my notepad actually, so that I need this command reference. right? And then what I will do that I'll execute this command over here. See, right now your Java is actually pointing the OpenJDK 11, right? But now I have installed the OpenJDK 8. Let me do the setting of the Java to the OpenJDK 8. So let me give us a 2 and say enter. Right now, if you execute the Java hyphen version, now you could see, guys, your system is having a Java 8 now. Even though Java 11 is there, but right now Java is actually pointing to your 1.8. And what is the Maven version? Maven is also 3.6. Now it is pointing to the Java 8 itself. So the runtime JR is Java 8 only. Now what happened, guys? Already an establishes connection, no doubt. If you come over here, you could see that it has established a connection, no doubt. See, it means that the node 1 is established and you could see that it is in sync with the master. Now assume that I'm rebooting my system. I'm click on this, or I'll not reboot the system. I'll just stop and start it. See, stop the instance, node 1, no problem. Node 1 has stopped it. Okay, it is stopping. It has to go to the stop state. Okay, so it stops it. Now I'll start it again now. See, I'll start the instance. So let it come up, right? So let it come up. So let it come up. So still it has not yet come up. The node 1, right? So it is still under the pending state only. Let it come up. So just to show you guys, I just purposely did all these things. Right? See, node 1 has come up. Now, guys, go to your node actually. Here you go to the manage node and you go to the manage node cloud. Right? Okay, it has established the connection actually because it was already in sync with earlier. But what I'm trying to tell that, see, now it has become an offline. See, the node 1 has become offline. It is not able to connect it actually. See, now could you see that, guys? It is crossed has happened. Now, if you see, cross means now the node is not in sync actually. It is not in sync. Now you say that, Rajesh, you click on this and go to the log. See, this agent is offline because Jenkins failed to launch it. Okay, fine. You launch it again. Now you could see that authentication is failed. Now that you will get that why authentication is not happening. Hey man, because that you are having the Java 8 actually. That's the reason. Okay, Rajesh, what you have to do now? Now go to the node 1. So let me do thing. Let me restart the same node now. You cannot restart it because we lost that IP, right? We lost that public IP, right? So go to this instance, go to the node 1, copy this public IP, go to the putty session, open the putty session, load this, copy this, and then open the node 1. See, node 1, right? Now, what is the version you are having, guys? Java hyphen version. See, it is 1.8. Okay, let me run the Java alternative command. Sudo apt update alternative hyphen config. Okay, I'll run this command. And here I will set the Java version for as a 0, right? Selection as 0 and say enter. Now you see what is the Java version. It is 11 point here, higher version, higher than 8 actually. Now you go back to your node, don't go back to your Jenkins server, right? Now you could see that it has connection, established a connection now. See, now you go to the node here and you could see now it has been synced now. See, did you understood, guys? So always Java in the node 1 should be greater than 8. Is it clear? So here you are not seeing that cross mark. Earlier to see cross mark. Oh, it means that it is not yet established a connection. Right? So whenever you want to see the log, right, you have to always click on the node 1 and you need to go to this log section. And you could see that, see, this is how you can see able to see that the agent has successfully connected and establish a connection. Now, after doing that, see guys, after doing that, you remember while configuring the node, while configuring the node, you remember while configuring the node, while configuring the node, you had given the remote root directory as /home Jenkins root, right? Now go back to your node 1. Here, guys, if you switch to the Jenkins and do a pwd, see /home Jenkins, okay, fine, and do ls, see automatically a directory by name Jenkins root has been created. Go to the Jenkins root, enter, and say ls. See, can you see there's something like a remoting jar, remoting directory? What is this jar, Rajesh? Oh, this is what the agent meant. So, according to a diagram, guys, what is the agent now? Now you're able to understand what is the agent. This remoting dot jar, whatever is there, Rajesh, this remoting dot jar, this remoting dot jar is actually the agent actually. So, where is that agent? Under /home Jenkins. Under that, there is something like Jenkins underscore root. Under that, guys, it has created a file by name. What is that? Remoting dot jar. This is what your, this is what your, this is what your, right? What is your, this is what your agent is. Are you clear, guys? If anyone asks, are you able to tell you now what is this? So same way, everywhere, wherever you have, right, you will be creating, you will be having that remoting dot jar file. So the jar file is nothing but it is an agent actually. If you remove this agent, you are losing that your connection. That's all. Am I clear, sir, till here? Guys?
Yes, sir.
Is it interesting?
Yes, sir. It
Yes,
is.
yes.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So
So
now
this jar file is created automatically once it's
automatically, yes,
communication established, right?
yes, condition establishment. Yes. Actually, who is doing? Actually, the Jenkins server itself is doing actually. Okay. So now what happened, right? You got this remoting dot jar. Very good. Now you are having a node 1 where you have established a connection. So now we go back here, Rajesh. What is the Java version when I'm having now? Oh, it is having 11. But you know that. Let me convert it into the Java 8. So because that I need to run the project, right? So let me convert it to the Java 8. Okay. I think I need to exit out and then say Java 8. So let me give the option as a 2 only and say enter. Now if you execute Java version, now it is back to the Java 8. So it doesn't mean that now you're converted it. Already establishments has happened. It will not disconnect now. Already the establishments happen. If you're rebooting a system or if you're restarting or if you're stopping starting, then the connection will be break because of the Java version 8, right? Now what happened, guys? You could see that. Now if you watch carefully, guys, now if you go to the dashboard, a very nice thing that earlier we had some executor nodes. I build node 1. This is the executor for your main Jenkins server. Now you could see that 2 more executors have been added for the node 1. See, this is what important thing which you have to see in this section. So as soon as you added a node, right, you could see that it has created a new executor with the name node 1. Under the node 1, you have 2 executors. Means that under the node 1, you can build 2 projects simultaneously or concurrently. You can build it. So now what you're doing, guys, earlier you used to run all the jobs in Jenkins server. Now you know that, Rajesh, I can delegate the job into this node where the Java 8 is there, right? And with Maven 3.0, I can delegate some job into this server now with the label JDK8. So now why I'm choosing this JDK8 or Maven or JDK7 with the Maven 3.8.7? Why I'm doing? Now the thing is, guys, because why we are doing this, because, right, guys, we are selecting or we are building some projects and we are depending upon the open source Java project, correct? So we are depend upon open source Java project. So tomorrow I'll build some other customized project which I'll be bringing in, but right now we are depending upon the open source project which is available in the internet. So the open source projects, open source Java projects we are depending upon, right? So what are those open source projects? You know that I'll be working on Game of Life project, right? Game of Life is also the first most like a Java project which was which was designed. So they made it as an open source actually. The requirement for the Game of Life to be executed or to be compiled, right, it always requires the JDK8 version. Java 8 is always required and it will run, and with the help of a Maven 3.6 only it will compile actually. If you're having an open JDK 11 or 17 or 13, right, this Game of Life somehow it will not work. So that's the reason what happened, right? In this node 1, In this node 1, I'm having OpenJDK 11, well, sorry, OpenJDK 8. Why? Because that this game of life is there, right? This game of life I want to execute here. Okay, good. There are some other projects are also there, like Spring Pet Clinic. You have been seeing so many times now. Spring Pet Clinic always it needs a JDK 17. It will not run, it will not execute in the Java JDK 11 also, 13 also. It will somewhat work with the JDK 17. Plus, it needs a Maven 3.8.7 version. With this combination only, you can able to compile the Spring Pet Clinic actually. Am I clear on this, sir? So that's the reason what happened right here. According to the diagram, I'm installing the OpenJDK 17. Also, I am installing the Maven 3.8.7. That is the reason. So suppose you say that some of you are our YouTube viewers, right? They might install OpenJDK 11 or OpenJDK 13 and install the Maven 3.8.7 into this server. And you said that Rajesh, Spring Pet Clinic is not at all compiling, it is not at all executing, man. So you might say, then I will say, hey, go and see what is the Java version you're using and what is the Maven you're using. So based on this combination only, that particular project will get executed. This is the hint which I want to tell you, right? The first hint I already told that about the Java, right? Because that always always the agent requires above Java 11, right? And the second hint is that these are the projects which I'm depending upon. So I will be using some open source project, guys, for executing out. In the upcoming classes, you could say that I will not be using this OpenJDK projects, open Java projects. I'll be using my own projects now. Okay. So how to have that own project and all, I will tell you about later all these things. Is it clear, guys? So now you'll say that Rajesh, do one thing, Rajesh. First, you try to run one game of life here under this node 1. First, manually do show how to do it, and then you show me in the Jenkins how it gets run. Okay, fine, no problem, guys. So let me do one thing. Let me go to the net. So you go to the game of life. Game of life. GitHub. Go to this. You'll get this copy. So guys, here actually what happened, right? You are using a GitHub account with the person who has actually uploaded the game of life. Okay, so okay, I'm dependent upon this actually. So let me copy this and do a git clone of this project. Game of life project. Yes, it's downloaded. Then you go to the game of life directory. You have all the source files, you have pom.xml, I know everything. So now I'll try to do a MPL package, MVN package. It runs, it builds or not, let us see, it start building. Oh, beautiful. So it is trying to download all the dependencies, and then it will try to do a compile, it will try to do a test, and finally it will try to create a package. Very good. See, it tried to test it. Now it is trying to create a package. Beautiful. It means that it is actually executing with the Java 8. If you had had a Java 11 or Java 17 or Java 13, right, this game of life would have failed actually. You can experiment yourself, it will definitely fail actually. Now you could see that under the target directory, a game of life var is getting created. This var file is getting created. See, under the target directory, you could see that game of life. Not here. Under target directory is supposed to be created, but what happened that here you are having it need to create under the sub. See, because this game of life, it is having a parent POM. So this is a parent POM, and these are all the many inbuilt projects actually. So when you are running a MVN package, right, it is actually going to the game of life web actually, and then under that you are having a target. Under that game of life dot var is getting created here, not under this target, because this is the main parent POM, and these are all the different inter project within the game of life. So you're trying to build the web application. That's what under this directory, a target directory will get created. Under that game of life var is there. Oh, this is what I needed. You will say, fine, good, sir. Now, so let me do an MVN clean so that I don't want it. Now you'll say that Rajesh, can I run the same project now in my Jenkins server, but I don't want to run in the Jenkins server. I want to run in this node 1 where the label is there. Okay, sir. We can do it, sir. Come here. Go back to your dashboard. Now you know that. Go back to the dashboard. Now you say new item. See, game of life demo 1. Select as a freestyle project. Come over here and say okay. Okay. So this is to run the game of life project with Java 8 and Maven 3.6. This version. After that, guys, we will explain about all these things later. Now you could see there's an important feature, a restrict where this project has to run. We restrict where this project can be run. Click on this. Where is it? JDK8. See, it is already showing. Select this. Oh, whichever node which is having this label JDK8, right? There you execute it. See, right? Now in interview, they'll ask you the question, man, how you can run any job into a particular node? Sir, I will give the label. Where do you set that label? How you know that whether the job will run on the particular node? Sir, while configuring the job, under the general section, you have to tell like that. Under the general section, there is something like a restrict where this project can be run. Restrict where this project run. There you need to assign that label, sir. You need to provide the label name there. You have to tell like that. Okay, fine. Come over here, select this Git and give the Git URL. Where is the Git URL? Git URL. Copy this Git URL and then paste it here. Okay. After that, because it's a public repository, you need not to give any credential. It is not required. Come over here. So it is under which branch? See, this is under master branch. Okay. Master branch is there. Fine. Now come over here. Under the build trigger, nothing is there. Under your build step, actually, here what happened, right? Invoke the top level Maven target. Okay. Now what is it? You are giving a package. That's all, guys. And then say apply and save it. So now, guys, when you try to run this game of life, right? Now game of life demo. Now you could see that you are having, this is your Jenkins and this is your node 1. Now here you could see there's a button. You can even schedule a job here also. If you click on this, you could see that the job will start triggered in the node 1. See, the job has triggered in the node 1. See, game of life is running here. Right? Now click on this. You'll go to the job where it is running. Go to your console output. Where you are going, you click on this and you could see that there's a console output. Click on this console output. Now you could see that you are getting the, see, now it is actually building all the jobs. See, it has become a success now. Is it fine, guys? Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Good, no?
Sir, here the jar file is under workspace directory.
No. Now what happened, right? It's a good question. I was about to tell you, but you yourself asked me. See, here what happened, right? The game of life, you are actually executing the node, right? Actually in the node 1, where the Java 8 is installed, right? So under this, you know that here under your Jenkins, you have created a home directory. What is that home directory you have created? You have created a home directory as a Jenkins root. Under the Jenkins root, here it will create a workspace. And here you will have the game of life. Here you have that game of life web. Under that, here you have a target. Under that, you have this file. Is it clear, sir? So workspace will be here. Because, guys, you are executing the job here. How the workspace? Earlier, what happened? You are running the job in the Jenkins server only. So under the Jenkins server /varlib Jenkins, under that workspace was getting created by default, and all the data, everything was placed here, right? But here what happened, right? You are not running the job here. Jenkins is delegating the job to execute here into this node. So the workspace will be created here only. So that's the reason you remember now when I was creating a node, if I go to the manage Jenkins, go to the node and go to this node 1, you know very well that actually I gave this remote root directory. Why I gave this? Because all the things, whatever you're doing further, right, everything would get created under this path itself. Am I clear on this, sir? Guys, is it clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now coming back here. Okay, fine, Rajesh, you're doing it good. I understood whatever you're saying now. Now you're saying that, Rajesh, you want to even archive the logs. Actually, you have to archive the, like, same, yesterday we archived the log for our like Spring Pet Clinic and all, right? So you need to archive the log also. How to archive the logs? Now you know that very well, that you need to go to the game of life, right? Go to the configure, right? Come down here. You know that under the post build actions, you know that you need to select the archive the facts actually, right? Archive the facts. Now archive the facts means, archive the logs means where your archives are there. You could see that actually my archive is there under the game of life web but target, correct? You need to give the same things are like this. Oh, under this project you have some game of life. Oh, under this game of file war is there. Okay, I need this actually. So copy this completely, go here, see, paste it like this, and you say star dot, what is the word extension you're having, dot var, or anything with the dot var extension. I need that actually. Is it clear, guys? So select this, apply, and run the job again. If you do a build job, you can go to the dashboard. Here also you can build a job. See, just schedule the job. You could see that under the node one again, the same job is scheduled, but this time you're archiving the var file actually. So you click on here, go here, the job is running. Click onto this job. You'll go it. Now you could see that in the console output, you could see very carefully, see building remotely onto the node one where JDK8 is running under the workspace /home Jenkins root workspace. See, this is how you are getting it here completely, right? So always the people always when they see the console output, no, they will get to know where the job is getting triggered under which node. So you will get some information at the very beginning itself, right? And come down, see the job is running. I think it has passed also, right? It has passed successfully, and you could see that it has archived the artifactory. So how to check the artifactory? Go to the game of life. You could see that. See, you could see that game of life var is archived here. Click on this. See, you're able to download the var file, and you can able to run this var file anywhere. Am I clear, sir? It means that you can take the var file. Tomorrow you can configure the Tomcat server, Apache Tomcat server. Go to the web apps of path to the Tomcat server, place this var file and run the application there. So in our upcoming classes, what we'll be doing that we will be showing you how to install the Tomcat server, Apache Tomcat, configure it, configuration, as well as run a small application, execute or run the application in that in that server. Like that, we will be showcasing. So tomorrow, what is that? I need to build the job actually through the Jenkins. After building the job, guys, whatever the var file you're getting, I need to copy that var file into the Tomcat server and run that application in that server. This is what my requirement is. That it means that you need to write a pipeline where you need to do all this activity. So it means that I need to create one more server like this. So one more server where what happened, right? I will make that as a Tomcat server and I will run this var file under the Tomcat server. This is what my requirement. This is what the people companies are doing. Right? But once you're building the build, once you are compiling and once you're creating a package, what you want to do it further? Hey, take that var man and try to deploy into the Tomcat server, right? Which is one of the application server, right? And then make it run that application. That's what it is needed, right? At the end, right? Only generating the var file, it doesn't suffice, right? You need to even run that jar also, right? Run that var or jar or whatever, right? Into the server also, right? So this is what you need to achieve the complete writing a CI/CD pipelining. So in upcoming classes, maybe after 3-4 sessions, guys, I'll be taking one session on how to install the Tomcat, how to configure everything. This is will be a very interesting session. And then write one of the job where you can achieve all this activity, the complete activity. Am I clear, sir? Till here? So,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
It is
yeah,
clear.
good. Now you
Yes.
say that Rajesh, fine, good Rajesh. You said Rajesh, where is the test case unit test execution, man? So you know that under the target, there is something like a surefire reports. Okay. Under the surefire reports, all these reports are there. Oh, I need to even archive the J unit also. I need to even archive the test also. How you do? Go over here. Same thing, guys. Configure it. Come down here. Add post build action. Publish the J unit test reports here, right? Now what you have to do here, you have to say star star. This is nothing but your special character. You know that I have a surefire hyphen reports. Under that, all the .xml files I need it actually. So apply and save. So go to a dashboard, trigger the job here. See here under the node 2, see, so triggering the job. So what it'll do, it will archive the artifacts as well as all the J units or the test units will also get published. So where you to go? So it's already executed, guys. It's already executed. Go to the game of life. So already it has passed actually. So you could see that here. See the test results. But see no failure. See, click on this. Now you know that all the test results are there under this. So and the same test results as I started there, you will be sharing to the developers actually over the email, right? So this is how, guys, we will be doing a build actually like this. Clear? So now what I'm supposed to do now, I'm even supposed to have one more node, that is node 2, where I'll be installing the Java 17 as well as the 3.8.7 version. And then, right, you will be running a Spring Pet cleaning job over there in that node 2. So will you able to do that? So what you have to do that, you need to follow all the things. You need to first create a user account. You need to make it as the you need to make it as a sudo user, and then you need to create this, and you need to restart the service, and then you need to install the OpenJDK 17, and then you have to install the Maven. But Maven 3.6 is only installing. 3.8, what you have to do? Oh, you have to depend upon this, man. Go here, try to download that Maven version here, and try to install everything under /opt everything, and then like finally you have to run it. So, guys, shall we do that activity also? You need to give me only 15 minutes of time. I will do that activity also. No,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know that it is already 1:40, but give me a bear for another 20 minutes. You'll finish it off that so that you will get a complete picture now.
Okay, sir.
Clear, sir? So, sir, Sanjay, sir, how do you feeling, sir? Is it fine, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Rajesh. Good.
So you're understanding everything, right?
Yeah. I'm looking for the dynamic notes. So these are all. One second. Hey! रुक यार रिकॉर्डिंग होता है बात कर रहे हैं तो
Okay. So we'll cover that also, sir. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So now what we'll do, we'll go to the node 2, connect this node 2, copy the public IP, launch the putty session, even to load, log into the server. Okay. Sudo apt update. Okay. After that, sudo add user. I'll create the same name Jenkins. I'll give the password as Jenkins. Jenkins. Enter, 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 and say Y. Okay. You have created Jenkins user account. Okay. Make it as a sudo user. So vi sudo. Open. Come here down. Jenkins. All equals all colon all. No passwd colon all. Control X. Y. Right. After that, what you are going to do, guys? So after that, you need to enable the password authentication. So to do that, sudo vi etc ssh sssd underscore conf. Open this. Come over here and change this password authentication from no to yes. Good. Enter. Save this file. Okay. So now what I have to do that? I need to restart the service. Sudo systemctl restart SSSD service. But I won't do this one. Purposely, I won't do this. Why? You will see later. See, I won't do this. Restart the service actually. Okay. So you keep in this mind that later that, okay, I didn't restart it, so I didn't do the restart actually. Okay, fine. After that, what you have to do, guys? So you need to switch to the Jenkins user, verify sudo apt update is working or not. Oh, if it is not asking for the password is working, oh, it means that whatever you set is fine. Okay, good. Okay, fine. Now after that, what you have to do, you need to install the Java as well as you need to install the Maven. Okay. To install the Java, you have to say sudo apt install open jdk hyphen 17 hyphen jdk hyphen y. That is what, according to this diagram, you are installing the open jdk 17. Okay. And enter. Open jdk because the Spring Pet Clinic, it expects the Java 7 to be there or above 17. And Maven 3.8.7. Oh, this is also required. Okay, fine. Actually, that if we have not lost the Jenkins there, we could have completed by this time. Okay, fine, that's fine. So OpenJDK 17 is getting installed. So let's configure the node 2 server where we are installing Java 17 with Maven 3.8.7, whatever. Yeah. So it is installing. Yes, it's almost done. Okay, it is installed, sir. So I'll say Java hyphen version. So OpenJDK 17 is installed. So what are the commands which are executed, guys? So all these commands are executed. So I'll just copy paste these commands. Okay, fine. Now after that you need to install the Maven. So I'll do one thing. I'll go to the OPT directory. You know very well that I need to do a sudo wget of that open that Maven version. So 3.8.7. So copy the link address. Just paste it, and then say sudo tar hyphen xvf apache.tar. We extracted it and you say ls. Okay, you got it. Now you say sudo rm-rf. I don't want the star ball, so just copy paste the star ball. So now you got this one. Now you know how to set the environment variable. So what you will do, go back to the documentation here, just copy paste whatever we did it earlier. You know this very well, right? We already did it. Yeah, this is what I needed. Copy paste. Copy this. So what will go? We'll go to the server, node2 vi sudo vi etc profile.d and I'll say maven.sh and paste these commands and save this file. And you do a sudo source profile.d maven.sh. Yeah. Now you do a mvn hyphen version. Now you know that actually now you got the 3.87. Clear, sir? So we have installed the Maven and we have installed even the our Java 17 also. Clear? So this is we have set. Now what you do, you go here. Now you go to your dashboard. Now you need to set the configure the node 2 as a node, actually as a Jenkins node. Go to your manage Jenkins. Under manage Jenkins, you know that there's a manage node on cloud. Click here. Create a new node. And here you give as a node 2 and add this as a permanent agent and then say create. Node 2 description. This node is with JDK 17 and Maven 3. Whatever 3.8. What is it? 3.7 or 3.8? 3.8, right? Yeah, 3.8. 3.8. Good. So number of executors, you can give 2 only, you can give 100, 2 or 4, whatever. What is the home directory root? /home /Jenkins _root. Okay. What is the label? Oh, JDK 17 I'll give. Earlier for the node 1, I gave JDK 8, right? Use this as much as possible or only build with the label. Or I'll only build with the label expression with this match. Okay. Node agent connector, go with the SSH paste. Host name, copy the private IP address of the node 2. Node 2 private IP address this. Copy this and paste it here. Credential I already created earlier, right? So already I have created this. I'll just select it because here also node 2 also I'm having the same username and the same password, Jenkins. So that's what I'm able to select that one. So known host verification strategy. Oh, not verify. Right now I don't need this verification. Come down. Keep this agent as much as possible. Yes. What about this node property? I don't want to do anything, man. Just say save it. Now while saying it, see, it is not able to do a connection. Okay, Rajesh, just click on this and just try to go to the logman or launch the agent again one more time. See, the connection is going to authentication failed. You know why the authentication got failed? Because you forget to restart the SSD service. Once you did the config changes, right, you forget. See, now you do a systemctl restart. Why I'm showing you all these things? Because, right, guys, you might face all this issue when you are practicing. See, when you're restarting, see now automatically the connection will establish now. Or else go back to your node. Again, click on here. Again, launch the agent. Now it will try to do a connection. See, successful connection. See, now you did a mistake of not restarting service. See, you'll break your head. Why it is not connecting? Why it is not happening? That's the reason, guys. See, now here also you could see that remoting jar has been created. So go here, sudo su-jenkins in this node 2, sudo su-jenkins. Now you see that Jenkins root is there. See, under that remoting .jar is there. See, this is the node 2, right? So now it has established. Go back to a node. Now you could see that it has been in sync, and you could see that it is all these resources are available from the node 2. So we're having node 1 and node 2. In the node 2, we will configure the Spring Pet Clinic. Okay. Now Rajesh, you will say that Rajesh, you will say Spring Pet Clinic GitHub. Okay, this is what the project, right? But guys, what I will do now, okay, this project is there, but I will not go with this project from this GitHub. What I'll do now, I will have my own Git account actually. See, my Git account is, if you go to the github.com, this is my account with some credential. See, with some credential, this is my GitHub account. So let me do one thing, Rajesh. Let me fork this project into my Git account actually, right? Because this is the Git account. This is the Git Spring Pet Clinic, which the person whoever has whoever has designed, right? He has placed under his repository, under his GitHub. But what I need, I can clone from directly from here, but I don't want to do that. I want to clone the whole project in my account actually. Now you could see that there is something like a fork. It means that you need to copy this GitHub project, this Spring Pet Clinic project into your account actually. So you'll just click on this fork. So when you're forking it, see, it took me to my account. Now it's saying that Rajesh, do you need this with the same name? Yeah, I need with the same name. Come down here, copy the same from the main branch. So you create the fork actually. So once you create the fork, see the whole project, the Spring Pet Clinic, see it has been cloned to my account, right? And you could see that this has been cloned. So if you go to the code actually, now you could see that, see, what is the GitHub account? See, this is, what is the GitHub repository? See, github.com/techlist23. Oh, Rajesh, from here I'll clone it actually. Okay, it means that for building for the second project, I'll clone it from here. So what you have to do that, you have to just say, copy this, clone, go back to here, to the second node, exit it out, do a git clone of your repository where you have cloned the Spring Pet Clinic. Now you say enter. See, you're cloning the whole project. Okay. So go to the Spring Pet Clinic. Now here you will do a MVN package. See guys, it will start building. See, till here, are you okay, sir? Now, why, Rajesh, why you did it like this? Why did you fork it? I will tell you later. Don't worry. I'll tell you. See here what happened, guys. This Spring Pit Clinic, whatever we had, right? That is your official GitHub repository, right? Suppose you say that, Rajesh, this is my Spring Pet Clinic. This is a site, GitHub account where some person has uploaded the Spring Pet Clinic code. Yeah, you can clone it because it's a public repository. Suppose our Mahesh sir said that, Rajesh, I want to do some adding, some changes. I want to do this code, man. You cannot do directly to this project actually, because this is only a read only. You can only copy it. You cannot do a write. Suppose you want to do any changes, then you do one thing. You clone this project, man, or you fork this project. So what I did, I forked this project into my GitHub repository. So if you go to the GitHub repository, you could see that actually, see, I have cloned this Spring Pet Clinic project. See, I have cloned this project into my account. Hence what happened, right? I am cloning it and doing. Here I can do any changes, whatever I need. I just did a copy. I want to do any changes into the further or into the future, right? I can do the code changes here into my repository, because this has become a local repository within my account, GitHub account. Oh, now I can do the further changes. Okay. So that's the reason you clone it. Yeah, that's the reason I forked or clone. I cloned to my account actually. Am I clear, sir? Till here? Now, if you go here, guys, see it has built the project. Oh, beautiful. Now you could see that there's a target directory. Oh, beautiful. Here you got the Spring Pit Clinic jar. Oh, this is what we saw yesterday. Oh, beautiful. It means that node 2 is ready, man. Now I can actually initiate a Spring Pit Clinic project under this node 2. Correct? Now, guys, come over here. Go back to your Jenkins now. Now it is interesting. Go to your Jenkins now. Now go back to the dashboard. So you're having game of life. Okay. So now I'll go to the new project and I'll just say Spring Pet Clinic demo 1 or whatever, demo 1. Make it as a free shell project and then just say okay. So here this project is used to build the Spring Pet Clinic using Java 17 and Maven 3.8.7. Okay. Restrict where this project has to run. Click on this. Oh, Rajesh, I want to on to the JDK 17. Oh, this is a label I need to give. Oh, okay, click on this, right? And come down here. You know Git repository. I have to give the Git. So where I'm not cloning from the existing account, I'm cloning from my account, right? See, clone from here. Go here and then do a see. Give your account actually. See, give your GitHub repository. It needs any credential? No, because this is also a public repository. I copy it. I keep it as under the public only. Fine. Any credentials required? Not required, sir. What is the branch you are doing it? Under which branch? So this branch is under which main branch actually? Main branch, right? So here what happened, guys? You have to go to you have to give the main branch, not the master. Here it is main actually. Come over here. You know nothing is there. Now you go here. Come to your build step. This and all we'll see later. Don't worry. See, invoke the top level Maven target. Invoke the top level market. But here, guys, what you have to do now, because it needs a Maven 3.7. Click on this. Sorry. Top level target. So what you will do here, you will try to give a top level Maven target as the package actually. Package, and then what happened, guys? You will package and then say apply and save it actually. Right? So now you will do, guys, you go to your dashboard. Go to the dashboard. Now you have these two projects. Rajesh, can I parallelly build these two projects? Yes, man. Click on this. It will try to build the Game of Life project into the node 1. See, now click on this. Now this will get started into a node 2. See here. See, node 2 also got the executor. See, you are parallelly running the multiple projects. See, it has executed. Now come over here in the Game of Life. See, the 4th build has done. What about your Spring pattern? It has failed, man. Okay, it has failed. Why it has failed? I think that it didn't get that Maven command. See, Maven was not found. Maven was not found. That is the reason it has got failed now. Okay. So what to do that actually? What to do that actually? So what to do that, guys, actually, if you are, because let me do one thing. Source, let's see, profile.d, what is it? Maven.sh actually. Or else you can log out and log in, or else better that you reboot the systems actually. Right. So I'll select this node 1, node 2, and I'll reboot this instance actually. It is better to reboot once actually. So I'm rebooting the node 1, node 2. Anyhow, I mean, this will also go off. let it come up actually. Okay, so I think it has come up. Okay, it has come up. Okay, it has come up. Okay, let me log in. Click on this, copy the public IP. The public IP, give 8080. Just verify whether Jenkins server is up or not. I think it is still rebooting. Yeah, now it is coming up. Okay. It is come up now. So let me log in as Rajesh, password as Red Hat. Login. Okay. So I've logged into the Jenkins now. So now what happened, right? Go to your Spring Pet Clinic demo here. Go to your configure and go down here, and you could see that there is a package there. Okay, fine. Let me close this. Invoke the top level Maven. It is not. It's about. It has to show actually, but it is not showing here. Okay. Okay, no problem, guys. What I will do that I will execute the shell only here. So execute shell. You know very well what is the trick we used to do, right? So you said that Rajesh, it is always better to give this complete path. So here you have the Maven. Under that you are building the package here. That's all. This is the simple trick. What you're executing as a shell, right? And then apply and save it actually. So now go back here, and now what you will do that you will try to see node 1 again. You got to know, right? Because node 1 is having a Java 8, so that's what it is not able to connect it actually. You got it? So now what you have to do, you have to connect to the, you have to change it to the node 11, sorry, Java 11, and then you need to make it up and then node. So I mean that's what it is actually. So node 1, that is a bad part, guys, actually, right? So the node 1 is you need to connect it again. Okay, you need to connect again, open it, Ubuntu, load it, copy this, right? Now you know very well that you have to run a command by name sudo Java alternatives, update alternatives -config. See? So you have to give the 0 as select, enter, and then go here, go back to your Jenkins, right? And then like go to your nodes, manage Jenkins nodes. So click on here, relaunch the agent again. Now we'll try to do the connection. Right, successfully connected. Go back to the nodes. Now you could see it has reconnected again. Okay, go back to the server again, rerun the command one more time. Now reset back to the Java 8 to 8, enter. See, now you can run both these jobs now. So go back to the dashboard. So click on this game of life demo 1. It will start running here node 1, and kick off this job Spring Pet Clinic. Now it will start running. Okay, I didn't click on it. Yeah, click on this. Okay, it has still not worked. Clicked. Yeah, it has clicked now. Clicked. See, Spring Pet Clinic is working. So click on this. Okay, go back to this job. Now you could see that it is started compiling. It has started building everything. So guys, tomorrow if you say that Rajesh, I want to have an Ansible server where my Jenkins can communicate, right? So you need to have one server. What you need to do, you need to configure, you need to install all the required software. You need to just install the Ansible here. And so you have installed Ansible software here. Now can the Jenkins can trigger any kind of an Ansible required job? Yes, it can trigger, because Ansible has to just delegate that responsibility to that particular node. Later you can invoke. It means that if the Jenkins can do any job with any kind of a tool, right? Jenkins also can be integrated with the Ansible also, because here you have installed the Ansible and everything, right? You have to just call the Ansible related commands like Ansible-playbook file. Similarly, you're having one node where you have installed the Kubernetes. Can the Jenkins call that Kubernetes command, kubectl commands? Yes, it can call. Here you install the Python. Can the Jenkins can connect? Yeah, it can connect, man. In one more machine, Rajesh, you have installed a Selenium. Can you install? Yeah, give me the commands, man. The Jenkins can actually call that command. Correct, guys? The way how we are invoking the MVN command or MVN package and all here, right, in this node, right? Similarly, even the Jenkins can also call the Ansible, kubectl, Terraform, any commands you have to call, means Jenkins can easily call, because you have to only provide the commands related to that particular tool. You have to only provide the commands to Jenkins. This is what we fancy term we call integration. Some people say that, Rajesh, can you please integrate? Show me the integration of the Jenkins with the Ansible server. Show me the integration of the Jenkins with the Docker. Show me the integration with the Kubernetes. Integration is what? Nothing but you are just configuring, man. That's all. Right? So now you could see that, guys, this job has successfully completed. So it means that actually you are able to build the multiple jobs by using the different nodes. Right? So these are nothing but the managed nodes, and this is nothing but your Jenkins server. So in the real time in the industry, right, people usually they don't run any kind of a job in the Jenkins server. They instead they delegate the job execution in the particular nodes actually. So guys, I hope that you understood. So today's class, I hope that you understood everything, guys. So today we took a very lengthy class today, almost more than 2 hours. But no, it was really required, because I need to explain all these things, right? So it took some time for us. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this session, right? And tomorrow's in the upcoming sessions, what we'll be doing, right? We'll be learning some more things about the build triggers. So if you go to this, you know very well that yesterday also I told you, if you go to this and if you go to the configuration, there is some section known as a build triggers. So this is what I need to cover in the next session, guys. It will take around 1 hour or 1.5 hours to cover this complete thing actually. After this, I'll be going to the scripted pipeline. What are the things which I'll be covering in the upcoming class? Like build triggers, and then like I'll be showing the integration of your Jenkins with the GitHub. I'll be showing the integration, how to integrate with using the GitHub, integration of Jenkins with the Nexus tool, JFrog, integrating the Jenkins with the Sonar Cube, right? And then we'll be learning about Jenkins scripted pipeline versus Jenkins declarative pipeline. This is very important, guys. Pipelines. Very interesting topic. This is what in the industry they ask actually. And then like we'll also see something on the GitHub actions. Few things we'll learn about that. And then we'll understand the projects. So as I said yesterday, I'll be taking 5 projects here and I'll explaining you. So in that I'll be configuring some Java based projects, some Node.js project, right? I'll be showing you some projects and Python based projects, everything. So 4 to 5 projects I'll be showing as a part of this series actually. Is it clear, guys? After this, there are many other small topics are there which I'll be taking. So today is a 8th session. I suspect that another 8 more or 10 sessions more will be there. So I'll try to cover everything, the rest topic in the next 10 sessions actually, so that this series will become a complete series where you'll be able to understand everything as part of Jenkins. After this, guys, I'm planning to take a GitLab. Let me check, guys. I'm very much interested to take a GitLab also. We'll try to learn about the GitLab, Argo CD, Argo CI/CD, as well as I am also interested to take a GitOps actually. With this, actually, I want to even show the code build or code pipelining in AWS. This is what the heart actually. Many of the industries nowadays they're asking in an interview also, as well as in the Azure, we have something known as Azure DevOps. This is what, guys. If I want to cover all these things, I need another 15 more sessions to cover all these things. 15 more sessions I need. So I'm very much planning to cover all these things. Not 15, more than that, man. 20 sessions I need actually. Because GitLab itself, it will be around 8 hours actually, 8 to 10 hour session. Argo CI/CD, we can explain everything in 4 hours actually. GitOps, you need to explain means you need another 10 hours, 10 hours sessions you need actually. Code pipelining, code commit, everything you can show in 2 hours. And Azure DevOps, you can show it in 2.5, 2.5 hours. So this much time is required. And build trigger, all this thing, this sonar cube and all this and all, I need this, at least I need four sessions. I need 4 sessions means actually 4 into multiplied by 1.5, 1.5 hour. So I need nearly 6 hours to complete this. So this build trigger, I need 2 hours to complete this. See guys, we need more time. This I need around 3 hours to complete. Jenkins pipeline scripted pipelining, I need minimum 5 hours to complete this. GitHub actions, 2 hours. Means to show you. And this whole project, guys, this will take a lengthy time. 5 projects means you take 5 into 2, 10 hours to show 5 projects. This much time is required, guys, for us to cover everything. So are you finding interesting, guys, to learn all these things?
Yeah.
Yes. We will
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is really interesting.
Yeah, sure. So guys, today we'll stop. What is our next class? When we are going to take? So we will be taking on 20th. Thanks that to all of you that some of you that you joined yesterday night. So with that confidence, I know that you will join now. So 20th night, 10 p.m. we will join the session. That is next Friday. And the 21st and 22nd, we will do a day and night matching. Day night match we'll play. This morning session, night session, morning session, night session. So in this way, I'll be covering around 5 sessions. I'll be covering. So what happens? Sir? Somebody has some concern? No. Fine, guys. So we will we'll play a day night match. We'll play on the 21st and 22nd. Okay. So these are because 20th night, that's Friday. Most of us will be free from our office work. So we'll not be that much tense. So we can cover that at 10 o'clock. Again in the morning, 11 o'clock, I will start on 21st. Again in the evening, 21st, 7 p.m. we'll start. The same thing we'll do for all these 3 days so that some good amount of, topic we can do a coverage on this week only. And after that, guys.
You said,
yeah, after
18th
this,
or
guys,
something, 18th or something evening. You said one more session, Wednesday.
That's what. Instead of Wednesday, I know that we will tell it, but we will not actually do it. I'll not be able to do it because Wednesday again I'll be busy. That's what Friday I kept it. We'll make it easy. Easily we can do it Friday. So 21st and 22nd. But I will promise that 26th we will be taking 2 sessions because 26th is a Republic Day. So we will be covering 2 sessions, morning and evening, day and night match. Day and night match will do. And after that, Friday I'll be traveling to Delhi actually. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 21st to 6th I'll not be available. This 2 weeks I'll not be available. Again, we will continue on 10th, 11th, 12th, like that. So I suspect that the whole February we'll be covering all these topics only. Till February, we'll be covering all these things only. Once the February completes, by God's grace, if we are completing it from 1st March or the 1st March, we will start AWS class. AWS will be 60 hours class, guys, and I'm planning to take it on every day, 1 hour, based on convenience. And one more thing I will tell you, I will not make this as a free class. I'll make it as a paid class. So you need to pay the money for attending the AWS. How much you need to pay the money? It's a minimal, just you have to only pay 500 rupees. That's all.
Problem.
So if you pay 500 rupees, you can attend the whole AWS, and I'll make it as open to some other people also, outsider also, so that they can also attend. And I'll make all these videos a private video so that you will get a lifetime access to anyone. You can go and you can go through that videos actually. So that, guys, I'm planning in a very big way. I'm very much interested to take a AWS in a very in-depth actually. At least not other topics, means AWS and Azure. I'm damn sure that I need to cover in a very in-depth manner. So I will take 2 months time nicely. March and April, 2 months now. I will cover every day 1 hour, 15 minutes. I will be taking every day. So by the time when we are covering, almost we have crossed 60 hours, more than 60 hours in AWS. Then after that, yeah, we will be covering the advanced Docker, Kubernetes, Azure. So you have a lot of pending items which you need to cover in this year actually, in 2023. And one more thing I want to tell you guys, after learning all these things, I would request everyone to please update yourself on Python. It is very important nowadays. Python is a core now. Everyone, either it could be a DevOps engineer or developer, anyone, everyone are inclined towards learning Python because somehow you need to achieve an automation. You need to do an automation. In the future, even though you are a DevOps or a cloud ops engineer, right, you are given some task to do automation tasks. So you need to do the automation in Python only. So please start updating yourself side by side the Python also. Python, I don't know when I will take. Maybe at the end of the year, I will take Python. But you can take at any point. You can start studying now only. Go to the Udemy, buy any simple Udemy, Udemy's, like Python course, or buy somebody's, institute's, like Python videos. Start reading yourself, start updating and start practicing. So that side by side, you can build your knowledge in Python also. So that is what I would request to all of that. Don't keep with this only. You should run some extra miles now. It means that we need to update on more and more actually. So in 2024, next year, we will plan for learning about the data science. We'll be learning about the artificial intelligence, machine learning, all the tools, whatever is there, right? We will be learning that in the 2024. So my main intention in 2024 is to get into the data science profile actually. I will not be working on DevOps or Cloud Ops, get into data science. That is what I'm expecting actually. So this year, 2023, I'll be updating parallelly on the data science also. So that is my aim actually. So next year, somehow I have to get a job in the data science. Either this year, by end of this year, by October or November, I need to get, or else next year I'll be planning this. So like that, always keep a higher, higher aim actually. You need to learn more and more. You need to update the skills more and more because that is what the technology now people are working on, right? Okay, guys, that's all for today. Thank you, guys. So today we will meet on next Friday then, coming Friday. Thank you all. Bye. Any doubts?
Thanks, Rajesh. Yeah. That's it.
Okay. Hello. Bye.